I have to confess that I'm starting to become very confused as to who the porch perp is in the Nancy Guthrie case. So you may have seen one of my last videos that I posted where I talked about a brand new content creator that popped up in my feed. Her channel's name is Motive Means Opportunity Crime, I think. And she interviewed an artist named Charles. Charles found the video, I guess YouTube popped it up in their feed, right? And he came over to say a friendly hello. Hi, Charles. If you ever develop a YouTube page, I'll follow you, okay? Because I like the way your brain thinks. So Charles believes that Walter I. Gonsalves, one of Tomaso's bandmates and a federal public defender in the Pima County Superior Court where Derek Kalala, it might be Kayea, I don't know how to say the name, got his plea deal, right? He believes that guy is the porch perp, and he showed you everything with the eyes through the mask, right? Of course, the mouth and the gait or the stance, right? I like the way that lady presented her case because she didn't manipulate the porch perp's picture or video that the FBI gave us. And when I say manipulate, what's going on in my town? I don't mean it in a bad way, right? Because I don't feel like people are purposely adding and subtracting things to the videos or the video or the picture. I think they're using AI and their imagination to imagine what the guy would look like underneath the mask. And of course, at the beginning, some artists made a rendition too by using that same method. Imagine this, look at the ear, look at. So there was another content creator, what's her name again? 1111 True Crime. I haven't watched her in a while. But she did something where, well, she's been doing it with other people in the case who she thinks is involved in the case, where she'll get a picture of them, put it underneath the mask. They all use like apps and I don't know what all they use to do this type of stuff. I'm not savvy like that, right? So apps and programs, that's what I want to say. So she would put other people underneath the mask and then kind of diminish the mask and then see who comes up, and nothing would really match 100% until she put Savannah under there. I think her video is still up. That kind of blew me away because I told you guys like 55, even up to maybe 60% of the time, I think that the porch perp is a girl. The reason that I think that is because there was a content creator who does speech pathology that made a video the day after the video of the porch perp came out, and he said he says I'm gonna do body language today, not speech language or speech pathology or whatever. And he showed like the person could have some hips, not big hips, but some hips. And he showed the little finger in the glove that it was so skinny and it had a pinky ring on it. Nobody else had seen the pinky ring at that point. So that's why I'm stuck on that it could be a girl. But when this other content creator brought Charles on, I started to think, well, let's go back to a dude, right? Because when Monks did it the first time, I thought it could be Tomaso, the way the person walked and everything and the type of body, whatever. But Monks, this is where I come with the word manipulate. He drew what he thought was under the mask, like what he thought the nose outline looked like. I think it was 1111 True Crime that drew that over here when they saw some bumps. It was the ears that was trapped by the masks, because I think there are two masks the guy was wearing or the girl was wearing. We don't know what the ear really looks like. We think those are ears because ears go there, right? But I really do believe that when Monks drew the nose, that's possibly the correct nose. And of course the nose is kind of a big Italian nose. And I can say that because I have a broader nose. My husband has one of those longer Sri Lankan nose because he's, got Sri Lankan in him, right? So I do think it's a longer, more pronounced nose than what Savannah has. So I'm like, Tomaso, maybe? Now keep in mind that I've had a lot of theories since day one of this thing, and maybe at the end I'll kind of run through some of the theories I've gone through in my mind and what I've changed from and stuff. But I've always believed that Tomaso was involved. Sometimes I believe it was for nefarious reasons, sometimes I believe it was for innocent reasons. Stay to the end to see what those innocent reasons would be, right? So long intro again, guys. I don't even think I put the timestamp on the last video. And I'll put a video up after this one, and it's going to be about politics. I know you guys don't really care about politics, but I already taped the video, and I had to go in there and edit some stuff because my cards blew away in the middle of it, and I had to screenshot, go back, okay, whatever. I put a lot of work into that video. I'm putting it out, all right, after this one. So Monks drew things in that he thought the guy could look like. And honestly, to me, it looked like Tommaso. So then Patriot Pride, whom I adore Adam's channel. He always has Mike on. Mike's a friend, I guess. They're a Gold Star member, Gold Star family, because they lost a family member in 2007 in the Iraq War. So I have much love for Adam. He's so humble. Everybody is Miss Juanita, Miss Tina, Miss Nikki. I bet you if I go on, I'm gonna be Miss Barbara. It's okay. I think he's younger. I don't think they're 40s. I don't think they're in their 40s yet, and I'm 59. Okay, so Monks drew things in, and then now Patriot Pride, they continue to. I think he put hair on the person's head, and maybe some facial hair, and then the person started to look like somebody else that I've never seen before on canvas in this storyline, right? So I don't know if they've talked about this guy before, but he said he was on Nick's page, Nick ARPG. Nick has a thing that's called Monday with Mods or something, and he was invited on as a guest, and they started to pull a thread about something with Puerto Rico and Miss Nancy and Annie having a Puerto Rico address at some point. And I don't know how they went down into this rabbit hole. Followed Alice. Is it Alice that went into the rabbit hole? And by the way, they're still fixing the house next door, okay, so just bear with me. So they followed this thing, and they found this guy named Leonardo Cioni. So a lot of people say Cioni, but I already knew from whatever little Italian I've heard it's like not s. But I think it's even different. I think it's Cioni. So Leonardo Cioni, that looks a lot like Tommaso. He looks like a younger, handsomer version of Tommaso. And he's a chef in Italy. I don't remember if he's an artist, because Tommaso is a poet, he's a guitarist, right, a musician, and he's a cook. This guy is, he's a chef. And I remember when that one guy, Dr., I think his name was Brocado, on the interview room was talking about the chef and the waiter. I don't ever understand what the hell he's talking about when he brings that topic up, so I kind of glaze over. So it's just funny that this guy's a chef. He's tall. Don't know how tall, but he's tall. And they call him the tall chef. And to me, he's either a brother or a cousin of Tommaso. I think more it's a brother, but I remember one of my uncle's sons and my younger brother kind of can pass for brothers rather than cousins. So it could be a cousin. That's how us ethnic people are, right? So Patriot Pride thinks, they don't swear by anything. They change your theory just like how I changed my theory. Patriot Pride thinks that Leonardo could be the porch guy. And I tend to still stay on the side of the artist, Charles, because that lady didn't change the picture or the video, and Charles was just looking at the eyes and the mouth to see similarities in people. With Patriot Pride and Monk's Intrigue, they changed the picture. For better or worse, they changed the picture. One time Patriot Pride messed with the picture and just asked the AI to color it. But whenever you ask the AI to do stuff, it'll do little tweaks you're not paying attention to. Anyways, let's pull some cards, and we're gonna ask if Leonardo, they call him Leo, if he could be the porch dude. Okay, 5 cards. I'm gonna put rocks on my cards because even though it's hot, it's hotter than a hoochie coochie out here, but the wind is still blowing. So what happened to the house next door, guys? These houses were built in 1964. We bought this house in 1996. There was a different owner at the time. His name was Ramon. And he had his wife and a little boy. Then later they had another little boy. So the oldest boy is like my oldest son's age. And then they moved to Texas many moons ago. They sold the house to somebody else. The people who owned it rented it out, and then later they had to move in. She was the nicest lady with 3 kids. The kids still hug me when they see me in the street. But then she lost the house, and then this other guy, this Filipino guy, bought it, and he's been renting it out forever. But then the house caught fire on August the 3rd of last year. They're using the nail gun to put wood on the roof. They're rebuilding. And then August 29th of last year, my house almost burnt the same way. Their house burnt, electrical. So I think the houses are old now. They need to be rewired. So we're in the process of doing all of that. So this is what we don't see coming. I'm going to put it face up. Not going to look at it, but put it face up. I like to look at it after. But if I don't put it face up, I'll forget. So 3 of Pentacles, teamwork, collaboration, mastery, skill. This could be A and T and L. You know who L is now, right? The new guy. That could be them. I told you guys, yes, on the last video, I thought that it was at least 9 people involved. No, this guy would make 10. Strength, courage, patience, inner power. So do we think, can you guys see it? Do we think that this guy flew in from Italy, from Rome, to do this? The King of Swords. We're going to give, from here on when we talk about Leo, if we talk about him again, he's going to be the King of Swords because of the machete that my husband's holding in the picture, and he's a chef. He's the King of Swords. Okay, not saying that it's him, but we're going to start assigning cards. 2 of Swords, another Swords, indecision, stalemate, avoidance. Okay. Let's look up that really quickly in my extended version of the meanings. You guys, for you guys who don't know, my name is Barbara, and I've been learning tarot for like 2 years. So I'm going to tell you, I'm an apprentice. I'm learning. Even after I've been reading 20 years, I don't think I'll ever have that in me to say, I know this to be fact, because I trust my cards, you know. These are cards. I know that there's one person in the chat that hate when I say that, but they're cards. They're for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so the 2 of Swords is about difficult decisions, weighing options, stalemate, and avoidance. And then the last card in the lineup is the 10 of Wands, burden, overloaded, stress. If he was visiting from Italy and his brother or cousin, potential brother or cousin, T, roped him into this to go to the house to just appear in front of the door to scare this lady, man, I don't want them to be guilty. You know why? I feel like these are people I would like. I love artists, I love musicians, I love poets. Tomas is a teacher, my son's a teacher. They're liberals, I'm a liberal. I think I'm a liberal because a friend of mine told me that I'm very conservative, and I said, how dare you go wash your mouth out with soap? Right? Because I believe everybody should have their rights and live their life happy, and I shouldn't impose my views on you, right? And this guy says, but you've been married to one man for almost 40 years and you've never been with nobody else but him. That's pretty conservative. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Shut up or I'll slap you. 9 of Wands, resilience, persistence, boundaries, weary. Everything is saying that these people who did this is weary. So intuitively, I'm going to say maybe. Maybe he could be the porch perp. I'm not even going to give you a percentage yet because I really am still thinking that the porch perp could be a girl. And I think if I were to pick a second person to be the porch perp, it would be the Walter guy. He got the nose too, but this guy has the eyes. I wish, Charles, if you're listening, the artist Charles, if you're watching this video, could you go to Patriot Pride page, or I'll put the picture here. I'll put the picture that they have of the guy, and you can tell me, you know, what do you think about his eyes? Because they look stressed out to me. Like the whites of his eyes look stressed out to me. I'm not trying to get you off of who you think it is now. I'm just saying I'm willing to look down every turnpike to see what's going on. So I don't know. You want us to ask Lenormand? Let's ask Lenormand. No, the AC is coming. I'm not taping in the room today because my daughter's getting ready for work and she's playing her music. I got something to tell you guys too. Oh man, I have a lot of things to put on the bush today. I'm looking for the man. We just double check. We're double checking for the second read. We're double checking if this guy could be the porch perp. Leonardo. Put the stone, guy. Put the stone. That problem is not going to happen again. These people over here, they look at me all day long like, what the hell is she doing? Is she a bruja? Okay, so the first card is the scythe with which, use your words, Barbara, which is about cutting away, surgery, sharp, right? The sun. What does the sun tell us about him? He looks like a pretty cool dude. This Leo dude looks like a pretty cool dude. Leo in the middle, and then the clouds. Confusion. If they suckered him into doing this, he was confused. Like, why? Why do I gotta go there and show up at her doorstep though? And people are like, why Miss Nancy didn't hear the door chime? She used hearing aids. My husband can't hear the door chime without his hearing aids. Okay, here, the garden. This is about a public thing again. Maybe not. Maybe going back to that public defender. I don't know. So again, I'm still very much undecided, guys. And you know, I try not to be undecided with what I'm reading, but because this is fairly new, this guy's fairly new to the thing, we're gonna have to read on him some more to see what's coming out later on, what's shaking out, okay? So for the gush, Kathy gonna be mad at me. My sweet friend Kathy that's over here. I don't think I'm gonna read, and I'm not gonna do another read for the gush. I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story about my upcoming birthday. Today is July the what? 16th, I think. My birthday is August the 14th. Me and Halle Berry, we were born on the same day. I don't know what time she was born. Same day, same month, same year. I have a friend, a Belizean friend that I met. He has the same birthday like I do. He's in England. So I told you guys before that I read on my birthday. Well, not read cards about what was going to happen on my birthday. And I got two bad cards, the Five of Swords and the Tower. And I prayed about it. And I told my husband about it. He's the only one I told. So a couple of days ago, my kids, my two grown adult kids that live here, confessed that they wanted to give me a surprise birthday party at the beach because they know I love going to the beach. But it became increasingly difficult for them to do because I'm not the kind of person you can surprise, and I don't like surprises. Could you bring Julie's gift for me? Julie's gift? Can you bring Julie's gift and my computer? The gift Julie sent and my computer. That's my hubby coming out. Yeah, so they confessed that they were planning this little party, not a big thing, but even my playlist they couldn't pull together because I was over there making my own playlist. I'm over there cooking all the meals I want to eat for my birthday because I'm going to eat it now, and then when my birthday comes I can eat something different. And they realized that if my husband told me he's not going to take me to the beach on my birthday, which is a Friday, that I would sit here and cry tears. I would be so bitterly angry. And then the next day when they took me for the surprise, that wouldn't even please me. I would still be pissed. So they confessed what they were doing, and now we're still having the little get together, but now we're planning it together, which is so much less stress for the kids, less stress for my hubby, and more joy for me because I get to plan who I want to be there, and it's gonna be small, mostly family. Is that the box? Is that the Hefe up there?
Yeah.
That's the Hefe, right?
Yeah.
See, I told you that was the Hefe. You said no. Ramon, right? His name is Ramon too, just like the prior owner, one of the prior owners. So I already did the card reading, Joe, but I just wanted to show you the picture. Say hi. Can people see? Yeah.
Hello, people.
I wanted to show you the pictures that I told them about. So I told you the story about my birthday. I told them the story about my birthday. So that was the. I feel like that was the Tower card because I was gonna cry if you didn't take me to the beach that Friday for my birthday, right? And so I should read on my birthday again. What do you think? I should read on that again. We're in the gush part of the video. Okay, Joe. So I'm gonna show you the original pictures. It would have already scrolled in the video for the people watching. But I'm going to show you the original pictures of the porch perp, what the FBI gave us, right? Okay, see? Can you see his face or her face? Does it, like when you first see that face, do you think it's a girl or a boy? What vibe do you get? You think it's a guy? Okay, so that's the first picture. Let me put that here. Why can't I move it? It's not allowing me to move it. Okay, that's weird. The second picture, what do you think? A guy? A guy? A guy? Okay, Joe thinks it's a guy. I gotta try to put them in sequence so when I do the video, people know what we're watching. The third picture, let me blow it up a little bit. Look at those eyes. Do you think those are guys' eyes?
No, it looks like a girl.
That looks like a girl there, right? But is it because of the eyebrows? Because I feel like there's a mask covering the top of the eyebrow.
It's the shape of the face. I mean.
The shape of the face. Okay, so now Joe's thinking it's a girl, guys. And then the next one. These are all legit pictures from the FBI. What do you think? Look at those eyes. They look kind of bloodshot, don't they? Like the whites of the eyes look kind of bloodshot. You can say yes or no. You don't have to say what I'm saying.
Okay, guy.
It looks like a guy again now, right? You see why I go back and forth? All right, so let's look at this one. What do you think? Yeah, they have a bite light in their mouth. They bite the light and the light come on. What do you think? And I'm stealing these pictures from...
It looks like a girl down here at the bottom.
Right? So you see why I go back and forth? So, all right, so those are all the FBI pictures. Then Monk's Intrigue, he did these pictures where he started to like draw what he thinks the dude looks like, right? So he's drawing in facial hair. You think that nose is the nose that's hidden under that mask? Because that nose looked like a big nose like this. What do you think? You guys, I'm trying so hard to keep it in sequence for when I edit.
The nose looks like it's long.
The way he drew it, right? But he's the one drawing that nose, so that's subject to his opinion. Okay, look there again, see? To me, that's when it starts looking like Tommaso, the lady's son-in-law, right? Okay, so let's go to the one that Patriot Pride did last night. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna be like popping up the pictures the way I'm showing it to Joe. So this is Monk's thing that he did. Patriot Pride just put hair in and put some more beard and stuff in, because we don't know if he had a full beard. You only see a little thing here in the actual photo. So because Tommaso has a full beard. But then this is the guy that they think could be related to Tommaso because he has the same name, Leonardo Cioni. And he's got the same type of arch eyebrow. And to me, when I saw this guy's eyes, I thought I saw Tommaso's eyes. I think they're related.
Yeah, they look related. Yeah.
For real, right? Cousins or brothers?
The nose is one.
They got the same kind of nose, right? So
around their mouth is the same.
okay, so if this, remember this is a these are real pictures here, but this one is a manipulated picture. And if that nose is correct that they drew, that Monks drew in, then that's that nose, right? But then the other guy that the artist talked about, he has got a long nose too.
Right.
So you see why I'm all over the place? You see why I'm all over the place, right?
You're talking about the younger guy that looked like this?
The skinny one. The skinny guy.
That was when he was young, right?
Yeah, 16 years ago.
And
This guy. See, he has a nose too? He's got an Italian nose. I think they're all Italian.
So in your case, this could be him too, because but older, with beard and all.
That's what the artist thinks, Charles. And Charles is watching my channel, so I hope he sees this video, and I want him to go back and see what Patriot Pride did. I'll put like Patriot's Pride video down below. It was 4 hours long though, but he gets right into it. And he's thinking this Leo guy is the person. So anyways, I wanted to show the viewers that I got a birthday gift already. I was telling them about my birthday from my friend Julie. She's in the hospital right now, so send up prayers for her, okay? Send her healing. If you do Reiki healing and all that stuff, I don't understand what Reiki healing is, but it seems like it's laying on hands. My husband and I, we do laying on hands healing. We've been doing that for years because we are friends with a prophetess that was teaching us how to prophesy, and she says we have the gift. She says both of us do. And we had a friend that had a aneurysm, and for 9 weeks we went to be by his side every day, right, to lay hands on him, and he recovered. Took him a total of 2 years, but he recovered. The first 9 weeks was in the hospital when he was in a coma, and then the rest of the time was when he was in the convalescent and getting better. And now he's good. He's good to the point that he don't call us no more. Don't call us, it's okay. If you don't call us, we know you're good. He's an older gentleman that was a business owner next to my business, so we became friends with him.
You know?
He's getting older, for real, for real. He was 70 a while ago. He might be 80. Oh, it comes in a whole big book. Look, Joe. It's Russian Gypsy fortune telling cards. So I can learn from the book. Oh goodness. Okay, I gotta learn a lot. I got a lot of learning to do, baby.
Where's the card?
I'm looking.
Come with your card.
Julie, it didn't come with any card. Julie gonna die. No, Julie, my darling, it came with the cards. Don't listen to Joe. He's a troublemaker.
There's some.
It's not a lot of cards, you know. It's like 36 probably.
Oh, okay. I thought it was another.
It's not like that big tarot deck. It's Oracle. So now I'm gonna have to learn what each of these cards stand for. This is the back. This is the front. So Julie can actually help me with this quicker than the book because she actually reads from this. You want to take a look, baby? Oh, look, there's a Dalmatian in there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's upside down. There's a Dalmatian. Look, my son owns a Dalmatian. Let me show them. Definitely. As Julie mends, I'm going to be bending her ear as to what these cards mean. See? See how you can make anything into cards, Joe, and you put the meaning? That's why I like that I have an oracle deck, right? So let me put this back so I don't confuse things. But thank you, Julie. This is what? My first birthday gift? My family knows that I want my printer. So, I think we've covered everything. I told them about the party. Was I supposed to show something else for the Gush guys? Because I don't remember. If I mention something else, I'll probably come back out and tape. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, let's see how my birthday party is going to go. Let's see how my birthday is going to go. You gamed? You gamed?
Yeah, spin it.
Huh?
Spin it.
Spin it. I think I'm upside down. I'm upside down. Okay, so we want 5 cards? 5 cards. Did I show the card that was hidden underneath it all? I keep saying that I'm not going to forget to show that card and I keep forgetting. What is wrong with me? If I didn't show it, I'm going to screenshot it and put it here. Okay, I'm going to cut away here. If not, I'm just going to continue what I'm doing. I did a read with 5 cards, Joe, for tarot. I don't usually read what's hidden on the deck for Lenormand, but for tarot. And I showed it. I don't think I said what it was. 9 of Wands, resilience, persistence, boundaries, weary. Everything is saying that these people who did this is weary. All right, so I'm going to show it. The Knight of Pentacles is what's hidden underneath it all. And that happens to be my son, one of them that was planning the thing. The 4 of Pentacles, frugality, fear of loss. My daughter going to be stingy with this party? This is my baby girl. Is she going to be stingy with this party? They better not. Because she was going to give me this party, so she better not tell me I have to buy all this stuff for this party. I don't hear you say nothing.
That's your daughter.
The 3 of Pentacles. This is going to be my son, my oldest son who lives here, my daughter, my sister. Because my sister was in on the planning with them. 2 of Pentacles, balancing. Oh my God, I'm going to have to be juggling a lot. Oh no, I already started having trouble with a family member that I invited. You know, she's all like, well, it's why you have to have it on a Friday. I go, because it's my birthday. The day after that is not my birthday. The day before that is not my birthday. You know, I've been like this all my life, right, Joe? Did I ever tell you? Huh? From the time I was a little girl, we had a family member who had a birthday on, well, my aunt, the 3rd, and next, my uncle's wife was the 4th. Well, she's still alive, so she's the 4th. One of my aunt's daughter is the 8th, and then she had another daughter later in life that is the 7th. But when I was growing up, she wasn't born yet, right? Because she's only going to be 34. Then my mom's aunt, my grand aunt, was the 9th, and then I was the 14th. So they waited till the 14th to make the cake for everybody's birthday because gas, you know, they have to use that propane gas or whatever, and it burns up pretty quickly when you're baking cakes and stuff. You need it for cooking. And so I always said it was my cake and they were sharing it. My grandma used to say, girl, calm down. It's only a birthday. You're going to get sick. So the Ace of Wands, inspiration, new opportunities, growth. Oh, I'm not getting bad cards. Well, let me shut my mouth till I pull the last one. And the Ace of Cups, new beginnings, love, creativity, proposal. Oh, it's going to go good. You guys, the energy's done changed. It's going to go well. It's going to be a nice birthday. What do you think? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joe. See, I'm leaving the one behind again. The Knight of Pentacles. And this is about practical, reliable, hardworking. Okay, so I hope that all my kids can come. My son is a teacher and school starts back like on the 3rd of August. So he would have to put in for a half day or a day off because the beach, it's not far away, but it's with traffic. You know what I mean? The party starts at 5. He can get there later, right? And we're just going to have like finger foods. Maybe I do the same meatball right here. See this meatball right here? I think I made these meatballs, but I'm going to get the ones from Costco and I'm going to put it in cocktail sauce and grape jelly. put it in a slow cooker, and they put it on toothpick, you know. They can serve it, right, Joe? Are you here with me, baby? Huh?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I remember what else I was gonna tell you guys during the gush. Kathy, see, you can't get at me because the gush has been long, even though I'm not reading cards for. Well, I did read cards for the gush. I was gonna tell you my different theories. So originally, when Miss Nancy went missing, the first thought I had was that she was a walk away because of dementia. And when the sheriff said no, she was in her right mind and stuff, like, okay, that scratched that theory right away. So then, based on what my daughter was, bouncing back and forth with me, we came up with the fact that maybe Annie did it because she was jealous of Savannah's success, because she's out there on TV, whatever. And so she's like, I'm going to get rid of the mom. And don't say people can't do this and the family can't be innocent of this, because look at how the boy killed his mom and dad, Nick Reiner, right? So then I stayed with that theory for a while, honestly, that it could be Annie. Tommaso helped her, and it was all to pay back Savannah for some slight that we don't know about. And I felt at that moment that Savannah and Cameron found out what Annie did, and they figured, well, the mom's gone already, so we might as well just protect our sister because she won't last in federal prison. She seems very unique and different and tender-hearted. I don't know. So that was my theory for a while. And then I changed the theory and I started to think that maybe Annie and Tommaso did do it, but innocently. Remember I said they could do it innocently? Because maybe somebody tricked Miss Nancy into like buying renovations for her house or whatever, and Annie and Tommaso approved the renovations, not unbeknowing that they were going to get ripped off. So that's why I said they could have done it innocently, right? And then Miss Nancy threatened that person, saying, I'm going to tell my sister who's on TV, because my mom used to do that. My mom died and I only had 25,000 subscribers at the time, and she would tell people, I'm going to tell my daughter so she could put this on her platform, so because you guys are ripping me off, she would do that, right? And so I figured it could be that Miss Nancy maybe threatened the person and they came back and they offed her, right? But all the while I was reading that, I still thought she wasn't dead, because when I'm pulling the cards, I keep getting the Eight of Swords, which means restricted, kidnapped, tied up, but self-imposed restriction. And then remember, I was closing my eyes and I was getting those little visions. I have like 6 of them stored in a folder on the computer. Maybe I can find it. Go ahead, Joe. I interrupted you just now. Speak. Joe, you were going to say something.
I don't believe that.
You don't believe what?
That they trick her into something like that.
That they tricked her into buying repairs on the house? Okay, cool. And so then the next theory that I thought was that I started to have this theory right before 11/11 True Crime. And I really haven't watched that lady's page in a while, because she's the one that I told you that embarrassed me when I was in her chat. She apologized and everything, but I guess maybe I didn't get past it, And so I wish her well, but I can't go sit in. If I sit in there, I can't talk, because I don't want to ever be embarrassed again. Another content creator was talking to me at the time. I think I called it phone. Look at my desktop.
Crazy.
It's just like my brain. So this folder is called My Visions. So the first vision I got, Joe, was the old lady sitting at the kitchen table eating Cheerios while but the man looked too kind in this image. The man came in and told her, you better eat because you have to preserve your strength, right? So you don't get sick. And I remember the tablecloth had these daisies and stuff on it, right? I had the AI draw that for me. Then I had another theory where I saw, well, it's not a theory, it's an image of like a vision, I guess, where I saw that lamp with the leg, with the sexy leg and the pumps, the high heel shoes. And at the same time, JLR had this guest that came on all the time named Dr. Q, Quinton Schultz, and he came on one day and said he wrote a book and that the viewers were buying the book, and he was grateful. He had the parasocial theory where it's like one person enamored with a Savannah came and snatched up Miss Nancy. That was his theory. And when I went to go find his book, that stupid lamp was on the front page. I'm like, oh my God, did Dr. Q do it? I don't think so, but of course I didn't know what the heck that meant. And then one of my other theories that I had was, let's see, because I was saving them in a folder. I saw this bar right here, and what was special about this bar is that it had this floorboard that had a piece missing. You see that, Joe? Piece missing from the floorboard. I asked the AI to draw it for me.
What was that? Why?
I don't know what that vision was about. Is this the way the room looked that they had Miss Nancy in? And then it had a fish tank, and I figured that a fish tank would be in there because when I was a kid growing up, there was a restaurant next door to my granny house that had a fish tank that I used to like. Remember China Inn? Beautiful fish tank that we used to just go push our nose against and just watch the fish. So maybe from my childhood that came back, and then the record player, I don't know. This is like a 1970s room, like a basement or something. And then I saw this bike one time, this ghost bike. You know, when somebody passes away or gets, you know, killed or whatever at a spot when they're riding bikes, a bicyclist, they put a ghost bike at that spot, right? I don't know why I saw this ghost bike one of the times. I even forgot that. And then I saw like these little cats one time. Don't know what it means. And then the last one that I saw was this like a front yard with this kind of decorations in with the sprinkler going. I don't know what any of this means, but every time I close my eyes and I ask the Lord to show me something about Miss Nancy, something will pop up and I'll put it in here. So it's not every time, because she's been gone 160 something days, and I've only asked maybe 80 days out of 100 and something days, and I want to make 5 times something came up. You know what I mean? So I don't know what it all means. But so my next theory started right when 11/11 was showing. She put the picture underneath the mask and bring the picture forward, and she showed a lot of things to have me convinced that it could be Savannah that was at the front door. I don't know. I'm only going by what she's showing, so that's in the back of my brain. But I'm still leaving room open that it could be the new guy that the artist talk about, Walter guy, or it could be this Leonardo guy. So it's all speculation, all right? It's all speculation. We don't know none of this to be facts. We're just speculating, like if we're talking at our kitchen table about the case and saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But I still, like I told you guys the last time, I believe, because I keep getting the 8 of Swords, I believe that Miss Nancy was alive up to the last time that I read on her again, right? Because I haven't read in a while. And I believe that she was the person picked up in Rio Rico, because how convenient for that guy to be detained in Rio Rico, Carlos Panazuelas. And then on the 10th, some 84-year-old got picked up and flown to the hospital. Plus somebody had come and told JLR that it was her. No evidence of that. And I believe that at that point, Cameron took over and he has her safe and protected. And he probably has her up there in Vermont where she lives, because one time I was in somebody's chat and somebody came in and said that their niece used to babysit for Cameron's kids. It could all be lies. We don't know this to be fact. And that Miss Nancy used to visit him all the time. So she's familiar. She's familiar with Vermont and where Cameron lives, right? So another time I was in somebody else's chat, spam. And somebody else came in and said, I was at a birthday party and a kid was there and he said he had to leave early because he had to go meet with the FBI. And then the person who picked him up was T. And so they said that that's their 13-year-old son or something and had to go meet with the FBI. I don't know that that's true either. These are people writing things in people's chat, but I'm nosy, so I'm in everybody's chat just screenshotting and looking, because I don't want to do any of this sleuthing myself, because I'm not a sleuth. I'm learning to read cards, okay? And I can't read all the time on just Miss Nancy, because when they find her, stand with me, baby, stand with me. When they find her, not if. When they find her, then I won't have anything to read about her again. After the case is solved and whoever went to prison, whatever, the justice is served, I won't have anything to read. Then my channel will be dead in the water. So I have to read on other things, huh?
That's what I was going to say. You got to go do different things.
So sometimes I'll read on politics. I don't like reading on politics, but I'll read on like who died next, why did they die, who's going to leave the administration, stuff like that. And I'm going to continue following the Nolan Wells case. They're going to have his funeral soon, and maybe even today. And because that's taking twists and turns too. So maybe we can start delving into that. But not right now, because I need to go watch more videos on him. Most of my videos I watch is on Miss Nancy. So first of all, I wanted to thank you publicly for trying to do that party with the kids, or trying to plan it with the kids. But thank you for noticing and knowing that I wouldn't be happy.
I know how you go. You don't like surprises.
I don't mind. Okay, it's not all surprises that I don't like.
Well, like a party and stuff like that.
No, like for instance, if that's a beach that I go to anyways, and you were gonna take me there anyways for my birthday, and then the surprise would be that the kids showed up with a bunch of my friends, that's a good surprise. You got it? But the way they were planning it to where I would still want to go to my beach that I like to go to on my birthday, and then no, they were planning to do it the day after because they really couldn't mess with my plans for my birthday, and then they would have to tell lies, and the lies would upset me, and I don't like that kind of surprise. You know, like if I were to go to the mall right now and Jada had it set up to where the drag queens showed up and gave me a flash mob, oh hell yeah, that's the kind of surprise I like, right? So, and I was the surprise for somebody when we were Kathy. They flew me out for her 60th. Do you realize that was her 60th? Joan, I'm going to be 60? That was her 60th. They flew me out to surprise her for her birthday. I almost gave her a heart attack. And then my sister flew my brother out for one of my mom's birthdays. And that was a beautiful surprise. If I can find that video, I'll show it to you guys. Maybe not in this video, in a future one. But so there's some surprises I like. If they surprise me by buying me my printer or my beach card, oh hell yeah, that's a nice surprise. But what they were planning, they wouldn't even know who I wanted there. They would have had to steal my phone, enter my password, try to go in there and scroll and find the people's names. I might not have the people's name under the right name because I had Sherry Shepherd name under somebody else.
That's why I never want to go through it too much. That's why they was planning. I said, I don't know about this, but
remember when that one? Let me shut up. I think that friend's watching. That friend's what? No, I could say it. That friend wanted to have a baby shower for me with Jada's pregnancy, and Joe says, let's not pretend like we did, because Barbara is not going to be pleased, and even after she arrives and sees that it's a baby shower and there's a ton of gifts, she's still going to be pissed with me and you. And she's married to me, so she'll forgive me at some point, but you will never be forgiven. And you're the child's godmother, so you better stop. I brought it up to her the other day. Happy 77th birthday in heaven, Mommy. This is a clip of my older brother surprising my mom at a birthday party that my sister threw for her years ago. My brother lived out of state, so this was a big surprise for my mom that he flew in for the party.